Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Lisa Ann Spencer. Thank you for stopping by today. I've been out walking doing a garden tour, but I thought I needed to do an intro first. So this is the end of the month garden collaboration hosted by Victoria at Home Educating the Mad Lads and Maria at the Richardson Simple Living. I realized early this morning, oh my goodness, it's the last day of September, and once again I have not made a garden video. Life is busy. It's always busy. So anyway, I did do a little brief tour. Hope you enjoy it. And if there was a question of the month, I have forgotten it. And this is how it is. I'm the one that said, hey, we should do these questions so that we could get to know each other a little better. But anyway, you can ask me in the comments after you figure out what the question is if you really want to know. I will read the comments. All right, so I've already done my garden tour, so I'm going to insert it here. Here's a little brief video of my garden for end of the month. It has rained a lot from Hurricane Helene, and so there's not a lot happening. I do still have peppers going here and a few flowers. My swamp hibiscus bloomed, for which I am thankful. My okra here is going to seed. They're ginormous, and that heavy rain bent them over. All my sunflowers have either been eaten by the birds or I have harvested them and saved the seeds. Do have some fall greens planted, like lettuces here. The Swiss chard is still going and looking good. Very pretty. And then I planted some new ones, so I'll have a second crop. Got some red Russian kale. It's growing and looking super nice. My basil, I have harvested lots of seeds. Leave these out here for the bees. I do still harvest and use some of it pretty frequently and dry it weekly. There's my parsley looking really good. Let's see, my cabbages look beautiful. I think the timing of when I planted them and the variety is just perfect this year. I'm going to have a good harvest, I hope, if the deer don't come along and eat them. My carrots, I never could get them to do much. I'm not really sure why. I'm thinking that a soil test is probably in order. This little patch of carrots right here is looking good. This is winter radish, and it's really ready to harvest, but I'm not going to bother it until cold weather. Look at the zinnias. They're gorgeous. Very beautiful. But you see the flowers are all kind of faded and bent over. There's this carrot that has gone to seed. Thought I would try to save a few seeds. You're probably having trouble hearing me. I know I talk quiet. Look at those beautiful marigolds. I'm sure the light just will not show up on the video like it does to my eye. Beautiful. Right, so the chicken yard was converted into a coal yard. That's what the Irish used to call their wintertime garden, the coal yard. That's where the name collards comes from. So the chickens have not been in here. They're locked out. And some of the greens that I sowed did nothing. Like this row, there's very few. That was rutabagas, and I mean, I see like one or two, but not a bunch. So I'm probably gonna just till through that and plant garlic there. Same here with spinach. Did not do great. This is mustard. It did fabulously. I didn't till these spots here because they're very sloped. Not sure if you can see that on camera, but it would do nothing but erode my soil away. Here is, what is this? collards, and it was some old seeds. There's a few and on down through there, but whatever was on this side didn't do well. So again, I'll plant some garlic there. I believe this is turnips. Yep. And then another row that did nothing, lettuce and more collards. So my coal yard is going to be missing collards. Turnips. This is the mustard. That's where I'm at. And this one did okay. It's collards. There's a lot of grass, but you can see the little collards there. So maybe I'll get a few. The chickens are in this paddock now full time. And there's Loudmouth Schnook. This is my favorite. Her name is Gertrude. She's a speckled Sussex. Hey, Gertrude. And inside their coop is a little damp because of so much rain. I don't know how many inches we got, like 5, I think. So we need to put some fresh grass and straw there. Some of the peach trees over there, they're now like way back up in the air instead of on the ground. And I put some composted manure around those recently. And I put composted manure around my grapes and muscadines that I set out. Let's see, I'm trying to lock the gate. Oh, I've been picking chestnuts and black walnuts up. I've been gleaning in the hedgerows. Here's my potted plants. They're all just kind of hanging in there. What else? Look at my dahlias, and the rain just beat them down to the ground, but they're still beautiful. And some marigolds. This is the marigold called Signet. It's the kind that you would plant for pest control. I had these left over from Georgia. They control nematodes in the soil, and they're also supposed to repel bean beetles. So I'll probably plant a row of those next year with my green beans. No, not too much happening there. But here's my watermelon patch. I harvested my last watermelons, I don't know, for market on Thursday or Friday. And then market was canceled for the rain and storms that were coming in. I sowed a ground cover here that's got a mix of like different grasses and greens and peas. And as soon as it dries up, I'm going to till up this area where the watermelons were and plant a ground cover there. The marigolds are all gone. I mean, there's still a few. When it dries, I will harvest seeds. And I planted 3 apple trees, which may be foolish because you see in the background is cedars, and cedars carry a disease called rust that apples are very susceptible to. But they were on sale and I couldn't resist. So I planted a Fuji, a Gala, and a Yellow Delicious. And then of course the storms came through and almost blew them over. This one's leaning really bad. I'm gonna have to stake it on the other side. But anyway, I'm gonna be getting bees next spring, and they're gonna go right up here. And I am super duper excited about that. Look at the happy little chickens. One of them is trying to get in my asparagus. Hello, chickens. Here's Gertrude. Hey, girl. She is lovely. There's where I planted one of my muscadines. And I did it just to see if the deer were going to bother it, and they haven't. So, and then here's my overgrown martin gourd. There's one right there that hasn't cured yet. I think I've got like 4. Yeah, there's one back there. And then the two here. And you can see, maybe, let me put the camera between that the chickens are really scratching underneath the raspberries. So I think by the end of 3 months, they'll have it really weeded for me. And then in the spring, well, really in January, I'll be able to come in there and trim them the way that you're supposed to prune them before the season begins. And this is a raspberry out here that's completely overgrown. I'm gonna dig it up and put it inside there. Yep, there's always chores to be done. And now I'm back from the garden tour, and I've been sweating the whole time because it is so humid out here. It's not hot, it's very pleasant, but I've been walking around the property, walking around the pond, just getting some exercise, breathing some fresh air. And now I'm ready to go in and have coffee time. So hope you enjoy this. Please check out the links in the description box below and come back and see me at the end of October.